It does not matter how fast you're going if you're headed in the wrong direction. So, today we're going to talk about how important it is to invest in your personal growth. My name is Bhavani Venkatesh, and with me I have today the founder and CEO of Make More Leaders, Vamsi Polimetla. Vamsi, welcome to this conversation. It's a really an honor to have you here today.
Hey, Bhavani, thanks for having me.
You're most welcome, Vamsi. So, Vamsi, I'm going to ask you, how did your self-development journey begin? Because 23 years of corporate journey, and then you started your own coaching business of making more leaders. So, where did this all begin, Vamsi?
Absolutely. Bhavani, I think I will start with the quote that you mentioned before. It doesn't matter how fast you're going. If you're going in a wrong direction, you're not going to get anything, right? So there is a story behind that quote. For example, you wanted to see sunset and you are running towards the east. No matter how hard you are running, you're not going to be see the sunset. The same way, most of the people spending time in their life, in their career, trying to achieve something that is not going to be meaningful at the end. So I think like maybe it's never too late to take a pause and look back. What exactly like I'm looking from my life? Why I'm doing this one? By asking that question, I think that is going to give them more insights, maybe more thoughts, so they can expand on it. So that is where I think like maybe the personal development concept comes into picture. For example, if you take a tree, how big the tree can grow, there is no limit, right?
Yes.
As long as like maybe it can go until like maybe the maximum. But if you look at the human beings, like maybe people around you, maybe people who are working with, they all have certain limitations. Say you become a manager, you become like maybe mom, you become like maybe a director, you become like maybe a millionaire, and after that like you're putting a cap on top of that. I think this is the max I can go. If you take a baby can just like maybe if you don't put any restrictions on baby's growth, baby can walk, baby can run, but when it comes to all the adults, it's completely different. We all have those limiting beliefs. Those are the ones I think like stopping us uh, doing what we are supposed to be doing. So part of this personal development, I think like maybe for me personally, I had like so many limiting beliefs in the past. So to answer your question, how this happened, the transformation, this did not happen overnight. This happened over the period of like maybe the last 30 years. So I started my career back as in India, 1997. I used to have like so many limiting beliefs. Long story short, I don't want to take you back to 90s. I wanted to take you back to like maybe 10 years ago. So I used to be a software architect responsible for a couple of projects. I was really good at what I was doing. And I got an opportunity to become manager about like 12 years ago. I was not ready for the manager position, but the organization thought, I think like I have all the qualities to become manager. And I stepped into that management position because that was, I think, like maybe the best thing I thought. And in the first month after becoming the manager, I supposed to give one keynote speech in front of my team, just like a share my vision, share my the next 6 months how I'm going to be leading the team. So I was super excited to give that keynote speech, prepared all night. Next day, I went to the work and I realized that keynote is not just for my team, for the entire organization. So I was expecting about like a 15 people in the room, but it ended up like 150 people. I could not even tell what I did until that point on the stage. It was a complete disaster. I bombed out on the stage. That night, I did not sleep well. My wife asked me, I never saw you that dull. What happened to you? I said, like, I think I took a position where I'm not capable of doing the things. And she said that if you don't like it, why don't you go back to your old job? Oh, that's a great idea. My intention was that night, I think I'm going to go to my manager and tell him that I don't think like I can handle this manager job because this expect me to do more of keynote speeches I'm not good at. And I knocked the door, and my manager at the time, he's really like a wonderful leader. I'm still like in touch with him. And he said, Vamsi, you did pretty well yesterday. And that single thing completely changed the way I was thinking about my career, thinking about my future. And I came out from that room with one thought. I think somebody believed in me. Somebody believed I can do something better. I know I did not do well, but I think I don't want to let this person down. I don't want anyone down because of maybe my inability. I started investing in my personal growth. So I started putting every single dollar after spending for my home and my kids and family into my brain. Started going for conferences, started reading books, started taking like maybe as many things as possible. So in a couple of years, fast forward, I became like one of the best public speaker in the organization. Now I'm getting paid to speak on stages. So that's my short journey of personal transformation, personal journey, Bhavani, to answer your question. It did not happen just overnight. It happened over the last like maybe a couple of decades.
I see that, Vamsi. I completely see that because I remember you mentioning that it's not about investing money on luxury cars or homes or whatever, right? It is about investing money in oneself, right? In us, and that I think I clearly see that, and I've started doing that as well. So, what exactly is personal development, Vamsi? Because there is so much of definition confusions to it. People think personal development is probably just growing in a particular organization, or probably just being fit. What exactly is personal development?
Great question, Bhavani. I think maybe I'll give an example so everyone will understand. You know what personal development, but many people they don't know exactly what this means. Uh, so we have kids. You have one or two, right?
One kid, yeah.
Okay, so even like maybe some of you watching, if you don't have kids, maybe you are a kid at one point. Let's pretend you have a kid. The kid is going to fourth grade, and how long you want your kid to be in fourth grade? 1 year, right? If kid stays in
Yes.
fourth grade for the second year, you try to push the kid as hard as possible. You try to send the kid to maybe a Kumon or maybe a mathnesium or maybe a special one-on-one tutor. And just imagine if kid stays in the fourth grade for the second year also, what do you do?
It's a stagnant. It's very stagnant, and you're just right there without moving forward, right?
Right? So you try everything again, and you make that like maybe your mission. You make that like, I don't want this kid to be staying in fourth grade anymore. Maybe I'll quit my job and I'll put my all efforts to push the boy or girl to the next grade. Agree?
Yes, absolutely.
So you have certain rules for your kids. You don't want your kid to stay in the same grade, but when it comes to your personal growth, how long you are staying in your current job, in the same position, doing the same thing. So you have separate rules and you have separate rules for your kids. That is exactly like I think the rationale behind the personal development and personal growth. It's not about like maybe you are making $1 million. It's not about like maybe you become one of the iconic leaders. It's all about, are you progressing or not? Most of the people around you, guys, if you're watching later this, you, you surround with the people with maybe they say, I have 15 years experience, I have 25 years experience. Guess what? They have 1 year experience and they repeated 15 times. You don't want to be the person repeating the same experience over and over and over, just like your kid staying in the fourth grade for a long time. So that is the rationale behind the personal development and personal growth, Bhavani.
So wonderfully said, Vamsi. And I see you so much of investment in your wellness and fitness as well when I see some of your posts. So what do you have to say about that? Like, is it a combination of relationships, your mental health, with your wellness, and your growth? Does it play a bigger role in your growth as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the key philosophies behind my coaching, my business, it's all about like you being in the motion, creating that momentum. So we all have one place that we need to live rest of our life, that is our body. If our body is not in our control, no matter how much money that we are making, what is the status outside, you're not going to be feeling happy. So that is the reason, like I always insist all of my clients, whether the client is CEO, running maybe big multi-million dollar business, or somebody who's just starting out. If you're feeling good inside, definitely you're going to go out and do good for other people and also do good for the world.
Absolutely, Vamsi. So well said. So, with that, I want to ask you, how can people set goals? Because I think you are the one who mentioned to me that it's not about goal setting, it's about goal getting, right? How can they
Mhm.
set goals and execute it successfully?
Absolutely. First, maybe I'll start with the main mistakes that many people make when setting the goals. Number one, they don't have clear vision. They don't know exactly like why they are accomplishing that goal. So don't set anything without having the clear vision or clear mission about that particular target. Number two, they set completely unrealistic goals. Bill Gates said something so wonderfully. Many people, they overestimate what they do in 1 year and underestimate what they do in 10 years. So when you're thinking about setting goals, don't just think for what is my goal for the next quarter. Don't think for what is my goal for like maybe next 2 years. Think about like maybe 10 years ahead, maybe 20 years ahead. Where do you want to be 20 years from now? If you don't know where do you want to be, always you're already there, because you
Mm,
go with default approach. We can navigate in our life in two different ways. One, by default, you don't have to make anything. Maybe your boss will decide, maybe your partner will decide, maybe your kids will decide. The second approach is by design. We all have that option. You can design exactly how you want it to be, having your rest of your life. It doesn't matter whether you are 20 years now or 60 years now. So you still have at least maybe 50 years in front of you. You can design how you wanted to take that. And one of the reasons why people fail setting the goals, they don't have a why.
mm,
Why is, I think, like maybe the most important thing for the goal. For example, Bhavani, you got a brand new Tesla. Okay, it's beautifully like a Model X. Everything is loaded, all bells and whistles. It can go from 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. Just imagine if a battery on the car is dead. What is the use of that car? It is almost like a paperweight, right?
absolutely.
The same with like maybe a brand new cell phone. You got like maybe the brand new iPhone. It got like maybe all the gigs apps loaded into that one. If there is no battery, that phone is almost like a paperweight. You can't do anything with that. Your goal exactly the same. The why is almost like a battery. If there is no why, the goal is almost like a paperweight. So you need to have stronger why behind that one. So those are the things like mistakes people will make when setting the goals. One other thing, always need to think about, you need to surround with people who will push you towards your goal. The proximity, the core group is really, really important. You need to have that connection, so you'll get like maybe things much more faster. And one last thing, why people fail, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it when
Yeah.
everything is perfect. I will do it. Maybe I'm ready. Just look at you. I think like you have like maybe 1,000 reasons not to do this recording right now because you're not in your uh, uh, comfort zone. You are in your parents' place on your vacation, spending time with your father and mother. So, but you are doing it because you're not waiting for the perfect moment. I think this is an example. Everybody should take that. You don't have to wait for something, maybe all the stars are aligned. You can start. Always remember this: progress over perfection.
So
Don't wait.
wonderfully said, Vamsi. So wonderfully said. So that makes me ask you about the comfort zone, right? Most of the people live in that comfort zone thinking that by default life is going to go on, right?
Mhm.
Without having clarity or purpose. And I think coming out of that comfort zone itself is a big, big benefit. Probably it's going to give us a 100x benefit, right? And I remember you mentioning that.
Mhm.
And I also I what I believe is if we all do the work of an average person or what average people are doing, we're going to get the results of an average. The results are going to be average. So how can you come out of that comfort zone and be extraordinary and create that dent in the universe?
Absolutely, absolutely. So first of all, you need to understand the vision, what exactly that you wanted to accomplish in your life. Comfort zone, no matter where we are, we all have that zone. We need to break that shell every single time, right? You're just starting out, like maybe you just got married, or maybe just first time you're coming out from your hometown to other town or traveling to overseas. That is like you're breaking that comfort zone. Once you landed there, that will become your comfort zone. Every time, this is not going to be one time thing. Throughout every single day, we need to have this like maybe fight. I call this like a combat zone or comfort zone. Combat zone is the one, the moment you get up from the bed 5 in the morning, you are fighting with yourself. You wanted to get out, it's cold outside, it's dark outside, there is like maybe 100 reasons that you need to be on the bed, but you get out and you're going out for your run or maybe going out for workout. That is the first win. I think like maybe that is coming out from the comfort zone. Second thing, like maybe if you are familiar with the cold showers, taking the cold shower, you're fighting with your body, your brain saying that you're crazy. This is not the time you need to take cold shower. This is the time you need to take warm shower or hot shower. But you're going against that one. That is again like a breaking the comfort zone. This is almost like a muscle. You can't have it overnight. You need to build that one. It could be getting up early in the morning or reading the materials that like maybe you're not comfortable reading or giving presentations. Just look at you, Bhavani. I think again, you're coming out from the comfort zone and I'm coming out from the comfort zone. We are talking here. This is exactly, I think like maybe everyone should be doing it. We both are not waiting for something to be perfect. I don't have like a maybe crew waiting and putting all the recordings like lightings and all the microphones. I'm just like talking to you, and same thing for you. You're just like using your cell phone. Let's make it happen. Same way. Everyone should think. I think they need to come out from that.
Yes, I agree to that, Vamsi. So, how can people take control over their life once they're out of the comfort zone? It's not easy. They're going to face challenges. They're going to fail. There is going to be fear of judgment, right? So,
Mhm.
how can they take control over their life?
Absolutely. So I think like maybe to answer this question in a simplified way, because I believe in simplicity. We all getting paid for making things simple, right? So what is your favorite car, Bhavani? The dream car that
I
you wanted
am
to have?
really not a person. I have in India. I have Maruti Swift.
Mm,
So I'm not crazy about cars, but yeah, I'm
okay.
happy with what I have.
Okay, let's go back to Tesla example, because now Elon Musk is one of the maybe role model for many people. Let's use his car, Tesla Model X. Okay, so you got a brand new Tesla, which is fully loaded, four wheels, four-wheel drive. So let's put like maybe four wheels into four different angles. The driver side front wheel is all about your career, all about your finances. And passenger side front wheel is all about your health and your fitness. And passenger side rear wheel is all about your relationships, relationship with your coworkers, relationship with your kids, relationship with your family members. And the driver side back wheel is all about your contribution, spirituality. So let's put all these four wheels on this brand new Tesla. The front wheel, the career wheel, and finance wheel is spinning at 150 miles per hour, going perfectly fine. And the second wheel on the health and fitness side, unfortunately, it's a triangle. Their fitness levels are they're going to gym, they're working out, they're doing exercise once in a while. And the relationship wheel is a square. They don't know exactly what their partner is doing. They don't know exactly what maybe the kids are doing. They don't even know what like maybe their brother, sister, maybe cousins are doing. And the contribution wheel, it's a circle, but it's a smaller circle. Though it's a $130,000 Model X. How is the ride on that car with these wheels?
All the wheels should work perfectly for the ride to be good or great, right? Even if one wheel is failing, it's like your ride is going to be, we're going to stop the whole journey, right?
It is going to be a lot of bumpy.
Yes.
And nobody wanted to travel on that car, including yourself.
Yes.
Though it's like maybe one of the expensive car, the ride is really, really bumpy. So I had an opportunity to spend with a lot of executives, a lot of like a C-level people over the last 20 years, Bhavani. Most of the people, they are putting all their effort into the front wheel. That is like money-making wheel, their career wheel, but they don't know exactly what their kids are doing. They have no fitness. They can't even like run like maybe 2 miles. And they don't have like any time for spirituality, contribution. They don't know exactly what they're doing. And that is the life I think like nobody wanted to have, right? So that is the reason like maybe I thought like, okay, I don't want to be that executive. I don't want to be CEO running $1 billion company with this kind of like unaligned wheels. So I think that the message here is everybody should be thinking about how well your wheels are balanced. If wheels are balanced, it doesn't have to be going at 150 miles an hour speed. If it is going smooth, that is what like maybe we all need by end of this life, right? It's all like making progress, making really, really happy.
This is a breakthrough moment for me because when I started the conversation, I was just twisting a little bit to ask you, what do you have to say about personal development? And I think this is definitely a great example, Vamsi, because whenever I'm mentoring people, I put it in a little different way as a chain. Even if one beat falls, everything, falls down. So great example, and definitely for me, it's a breakthrough moment, Vamsi. So what do you have to say about when people procrastinate? What do you have to say about that?
So procrastination is something that like maybe people will use this term over and over again. First, I think like maybe I wanted to ask everyone whoever like procrastinating, why they're procrastinating. Procrastination happens when they don't have clarity about what they're doing. For example, maybe if somebody who's overweight, who wanted to lose like maybe 25 pounds, they're procrastinating on going to gym because they have no clarity what to do after going to the gym. Treadmill, it's boring. Maybe lifting weights, it's not my kind of thing. Or I don't have any support there. So that is the reason behind procrastination. I think once you know exactly like what you wanted to accomplish, don't worry about how you are going to be getting it. Ask who can help me get there. Most of the times we spend too much time on how, and we're not going to get the answer. That's the reason we take that and put under the rug. And we'll never open that until like maybe it's too late. So the point here is, if you are procrastinating, that means you are spending too much time on thinking about how, you are not sure about it. You're not asking who can help me get this resolved. So look around and see who already accomplished that particular thing. For example, you wanted to file taxes, you're procrastinating on that. So reach out to someone who can help you on filing taxes faster. You wanted to start a business, but you don't know how to start. Look around people who are already like maybe successful in that area, just model them and take help.
Very cool. Yes. I think you need to take help. You need to have your mentors to support. So that makes me ask you, as a high performance leadership coach, what are your golden nuggets to the people who want to be leaders? Because each of us can be leaders in our own capacity, right? It need not have to be that you need to have a position on your papers or whatever. So, in your community, as an entrepreneur or as a housewife, I think we all play a role as leaders, Vamsi. So, what do you have to say for people as a high performance leadership coach? Because I'm sure you coach in all these capacities.
Absolutely, absolutely. Don't worry about your past. It doesn't matter where you are before, what are the things that you've gone through. We all can start something fresh from this point. Only thing is you need to have a clear vision about what you wanted to be accomplishing. Always remember this one. There is always someone who got less than what you have at one point are already billionaires. I wanted to just like maybe repeat that again. There is someone, some billionaire at one point in your age, he or she does not have what you have. That means you can have the same thing, what he or she already got it. So don't worry about anything until this point. Have a clear vision. Leadership is not something about like it's not inherited from your parents. It's not inherited from like maybe another person. It can be created, cultivated, and designed at any point, the moment you step into that position. You don't have to be, again, leading a bigger team, a bigger company, bigger business. You can be leader just being a mom. You can be leader just being like maybe whatever that you are doing. So that's my, I think, like maybe key nugget. Bhavani.
Definitely, Vamsi, because today I was having this conversation with my dad, who is around 70 years old. We were just crossing a village in India, and he was saying, look at the people, how hard they work here. And we have everything, but we still crib about things every single day. And we really had a very heart to heart conversation around what you just mentioned. So, Vamsi, I also know you talk a lot about keeping the ego in check, right? So, what do you have to say about that?
I think always have that open mindedness. Don't look back and see how many things that you accomplished. Those are the ones I think like maybe slowing your progress. And always look for what else that you can learn from this conversation. What else, like for me, I'm learning something from this conversation. I think you're doing a pretty good job on getting like maybe some of the good things out from me, being an interviewer,
Yes.
being the host of this podcast. So always like have that open mindset. So that is, I think, like maybe key for any success.
Absolutely, Vamsi. It's like be a lifelong student and learn everything with curiosity. And for me,
Absolutely.
I think every interview that I've conducted with my guest, I have learned so much from them. And it has not only inspired me, but also empowered me, right? So, Vamsi, what are your closing comments as a motivational speaker, as a leadership coach, and the founder and CEO of Make More Leaders, where you have made so many leaders? What are your closing comments?
I think my one comment here is don't wait for things to be perfect. Act before you are ready. That's all. You have to
Wonderful.
start.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I think very valuable time for me, honestly. And I think for everyone who's going to watch this video and podcast, for sure they're going to take a lot of value add from this conversation. I really appreciate your time today, Vamsi. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, Bhavani. Great to have you on the show. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.